Oh, hi, I'm Ashley Amuedo.
Hi, I'm Alejandro Escudero.
Hello, I'm Kevin Arada.
Hi, I'm Carla Alonso.
My name is Sharon Ayala.
Tres.
Hi, I'm Suzette Aguilar.
The struggles that come into play when living in Miami and not knowing Spanish. For me, the Spanish and English barrier makes it really difficult for me to do things like everyday activities like going to the mall or asking someone for directions. It's hard not knowing Spanish, even though I'm from a Spanish background. I was never really taught it formally within the household, and at school it wasn't really enforced on me. So being in situations where I don't understand Spanish, it makes it difficult on me and the person that I'm speaking to who does only speak Spanish. And the fact that I'm in Miami where it's such a big issue, like the Spanish and English barrier is so small, and like Spanish is such a wide used language. It's hard, like with getting a job, going to school, asking for directions, just every little activities that I need to do every day. It's difficult compared to someone who does speak Spanish and English as well.
Señorita, me dice dónde está el baño.
What?
Me dice dónde está el baño.
I don't know what you're
El
saying.
baño.
Okay, we're done.
Language issues in Miami are many times evident. We find that many Americans only want to speak English and many Latinos only want to speak Spanish. However, when we go to different places like McDonald's or Burger King or any fast food restaurant or any mall or store that we go to, we find that most people do speak Spanish. And the companies do have to hire workers that want to speak Spanish in order to accommodate the needs of their customers. We find that in Miami, it's very common to find people that speak mostly Spanish rather than people that speak English. The Spanish speaking is now going up and is higher than the English speaking in Miami.
The issue of Spanish versus English in Miami is so contentious because there is a great influence from natively Spanish-speaking families that have immigrated to the United States. This mass migration creates two main issues which are discussed all the time. The first being the fact that the children that they bring along, or the ones that are born here, speak Spanish as a first language at home and at most other places. The interconnectedness that is thereby created from the English that they learn to speak at school and Spanish learned at home creates a merger of accents, diction, and pronunciation. Moreover, it creates a very peculiar dialect that is ingrained to South Florida.
Miami should integrate Spanish into its institutions while simultaneously maintaining its English-speaking roots. Considering that Miami is mainly Hispanics, which many of don't speak English, it's only logical to offer both Spanish and English. Many businesses now require their employees to be bilingual in order to tend to the customer's needs. However, we have to reserve the English language, which is basically spoken everywhere besides Miami. Offering both English and Spanish language will enrich lives and broaden knowledge.
Go.
Knowing two languages has actually gotten me a job with translating papers from Spanish to English because my employer doesn't know English, so any documents that she needs to be typed up, she'll write them in Spanish and I'll translate them over to English because it's government work, so it has to be in English.
Knowing both.
Andrew, I'm going to ask him how it was for him moving from Cuba here to Miami. How was your transition moving from Cuba to Miami? At what age did you come and how was the school?
Well, I left illegally from Cuba when I was 11, and then I came when I was 11. I got to Miami and I started school in 6th grade. So we started in ESOL. We started in the ESOL program, which is a very immersive program for students of another language, another country that don't know English, or English is in their first language, to actually learn English and get accustomed to the American ways and to the culture here in the United States. However, there are several difficulties that you can go through in this program because you have a lot of people. Most of the people in the program really get attached to the kind of like the microcosm that is formed in the school within the program, and they are reluctant to leave. Even when they know English almost perfectly, they still purposely fail exams in order just to stay in the same level so they can stay with their friends, and they almost see it as an adverse action that they could take to kind of integrate themselves into the regular community at the school. So it was hard for me specifically because I was actually trying to learn English. I was trying to get ahead and get out as fast as I could, and I was picked on but you know, I got through it, and I wasn't only learning English, but I was also taking Spanish classes so that I could learn how to speak Spanish properly, and not only speak it, but write it and read it too. So as I was trying to get ahead in all the aspects of school, these people, it was very sad to see them that they were very contemporary with me, maybe a year or less older and younger, and they were still trying to get, you know, stay in the same place that they were years before, and there was no sense of accomplishment in them. They did not want to get ahead. So it was very sad to see that people living here don't feel like they have the need to learn another language, because the language that they originally speak, which is in this case is Spanish, is so common and so broad, widespread within the community.